to just introduce you a little bit. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
So, you're a designer, social entrepreneur, and musician from Portugal, and your vision is based on achieving peace through local self sufficiency, autonomous eco villages, incorporating technologies and circular economy models to achieve this goal. So now I would really like to listen to the wisdom you have to share, Rui.
Thank you very much for the introduction, dear Tanya. I'm feeling very inspired after this beautiful message of Dr. Erin Laszlo and the perspective and the wholeness about the planet and the universe and humankind, what we are doing to our planet. And I'm coming here to share a little bit of my story, how as a designer, uh, I am doing a path of reaching my higher self. How can I contribute to this world and to this moment of humanity, being a professional, a designer, an artist, and basically who I am. And I'm here to share. I will share my screen in a second. Okay, so this is the vision that I channeled for this moment and for this time in my life. It is called Ecovillage Community, and it appears when I was doing my master's degree in design. Um, I'm gonna present what happened during this journey and how I found out how can I collaborate, how can I contribute to these moments that we are facing, and to these whole problems that our societies are revealing, and this whole system that humans have created on Earth that is basically falling by himself in many different pieces. And how can we contribute as individuals and micro and also our macro structures, politicals, corporations, world leaders, how can we do it to change our path and still have a chance to survive and to thrive on this beautiful, wonderful planet? So I start with the image of the universe because as we are talking about science meeting spirituality, um, I'm discovering my own science as the person I want to be. So I'm changing myself in the way that I want to contribute and through my beliefs of what is my curiosity, which are my skills, which are my thoughts, and I try to filter them and to follow them according to the biggest potential I can bring to this life. In this vast universe exists our planet, the planet Earth, which is a miracle. It's until recently, it is the only planet that have the perfect conditions to develop life, which is a totally miracle. We are here, we are alive, we have so many species, so many beauty around us. And it's very interesting that for millions of years, this was just a rock floating on the vast space without any life on it. But through many different processes, atmospheric processes, and the process on the land, process inside the earth, many alchemy and chemistry started to work and life started to appear. And much later, there is a period which is called the Holocene, which some scientists call also the Great Summer, because what happens was that the temperature of the planet that was all the time rising and lowering, passing these ice eras or very warm eras, also relating to the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere. After millions of years of this instability, finally it was found a balance on beyond this whole creation. And this balance, the Holocene, made us thrive as a species. We could live, we could have stability, we could plant, we could develop our civilizations as we will see. So back into this planet, beings and animals and life itself is adapting to the environment. As you see in this beautiful image, this insect is adapting himself to the environment and camouflage himself to escape the predators. There is a very special animal, which many theories, the most theory in science, it says that we came from monkeys. There are many other holistic theories saying that we come from different parts of the universe. What is interesting is that we have a different kind of consciousness, and we can develop our own tools to manifest our own intentions, which is a very big gift and a very big power that we can use or in the right way or in the wrong way. So let's see what you have been doing with this power. We discovered how to cooperate with nature in Mesopotamia many years ago. We found out that we can cultivate food in in a synergy with the land and with the food itself, the nutrient systems. We found out a very healthy relation with animals, with the land, and with ourselves in the end. And we were part of the ecosystems when we were living like this. Then the arts of fire they appear, and we could develop ourselves and our villages and be self-sufficient and have time and space and love and abundance that we need to be happy, to be healthy, and to thrive as a species and as a community, as a tribe. This was a very beautiful time in history where we are really connected to the source. Our curiosity and our skills made us develop more and more as we reproduce with the systems that we were creating, and the first cities appeared, and starting to appear also the first empires, changing from a horizontal perspective and organization to this pyramidal organization, which a few persons have control through the measured quantity of persons. And here starts the whole mess around. Much later in time, we found out a big revolution in our planet. It is called the Industrial Revolution. These differences and this pyramidal system make itself much more extreme and showed in front of our eyes. Persons start to be seen as machines. We were entering in a danger zone in terms of what is to be a human being and what is to be a healthy person or what is to have a healthy routine of life. Here we start to see big crises appearing, unbalance and big sources of pollution that we were emitting and lack of awareness and disconnection from the sources. Of course, it brought us many good things, quality of life, technology, uh, and comfort, and many good things out of this revolution. But there are still many rooted problems that comes from there. These are one of the main problems. We live in a consuming world without any limits. A child know more brands than they know types of plants. We are the most disconnected humanity that already all the time existed in this planet. We are seeing massive competition. We are seeing massive destruction. We are seeing massive amounts of persons living routines that are not healthy. They brought disease, they brought mental disease, they bring disease also in the collective and trauma in the individual and collective levels. Also, they are creating such an unbalanced world when a few countries they detain the whole richness of the planet. This was a system based in exploiting resources and also non-respecting the environment and the limits of our planet, which now finally we are starting to see, and we really hope it's not late enough to do the change. We can see here the source of pollution uh, of the countries. We can see that money is started to be a way to control population and not a way for life being in abundance or for persons to live well. And This leads us to bigger problems because outside of the human sphere, we have to understand that this sphere is inside a bigger sphere, which is the planetary sphere. We are part of the ecosystems, and we forgot that. We forgot so much that we destroyed most of the species existing in this planet. And it's very sad the destruction of the species and the animals that make life colorful and beautiful and which we depend on in many different ways. Also, water it starts to be scarcity. Forests, they are disappearing. Our planet is getting dry. Our planet is getting unbalanced and catastrophes are appearing. So I found out a big problem when I was doing my master thesis because as a designer, I also found out that many errors, many mistakes was made by designers in the past. We live in a world full of plastic, and this is one of the biggest problems. When designers invented products that they are very good because they use plastic to last a whole lifetime, they never thought that they will be lost in nature and integrated in the nature cycles. Also, planet obsolescence. There are many companies doing projects and products that are not meant to last and to be efficient. They are meant to be made to solve. And this is a totally utopian because we don't have resources, space, or time. And I'm not cooperating with this kind of thinking. So being as a designer, I try to find out in my own way, what can I do to contribute to this problem? Where are the solutions? How can I collaborate and find out persons that are doing a different path? So I try to put the puzzle together and this vision appear, eco-village community. I will just share a little bit about the methodology. This is the brainstorm of the contents. Then they evolve a little bit in a more strategic and organized maps. And this is the final mind map of the whole thesis, which we called a divergence and convergence methodology. Because we start in the center, we don't know nothing. We diverge to all the directions. We found out knowledge in the most vast areas with bigger amounts of information. And then we converge again and we filter this information through the research process. And in the center, we just have very specific keywords which we intercalate and we combine to find different hypotheses. And from these hypotheses, we develop them a little bit into concepts. And from all these concepts, we just choose one concept to proceed and to develop the solution. So this is a thesis project using an advanced methodology of divergence convergence. And if you think about divergence convergence, it's something that we are constantly doing in our lives as human beings. Every time we sleep, we are filtering information from the day. In the weekends, we are filtering the information and the energy of the week. Every year, we live in cycles, and this is a cycle of knowledge. So going to diverge to get the bigger amount of knowledge you can, of course, not wanting to find everything, but when you have something consistent, filtering this knowledge in the center, combining and finding different hypotheses to proceed. In this thesis, I was researching science, ecology, green building, natural building, sustainability, anthropology, sociology, green marketing, and many areas that are going outside of the design sphere, because design is always a multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary approach, because each problem is different kind of solutions and it involves many areas. This is the central part, which we call the triangulations, that develops the concepts and then to choose a final concept to turn into a solution. This was the first concept, more about the planet, the mankind and the planet. This was more connected to the brain with the enigmatic space, which is what you see, and a dispositional or functional space, which is behind what you see. For example, our bodies, you cannot see the organs which they are making them work. And the third concept was more into what is reality and what is our interpretation of this reality. In the end, I choose the first concept between mankind and the planet, and are the first sketches about the topic of the thesis, which was sustainable constructions. After 1 year of studying, I had 1 month to find out the solution. As Einstein say, if I have 1 hour to solve a problem, I will spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes to develop the solution. Because once you really understand what you want to solve, you have to go really deep in which is the problem, how it manifests, how it behaves, and all this information will get inside your subconscious and you will find the solution much easier when you have the whole information. There are two drawings, one more organic, because in this moment I found out that a solution could be an eco-village or a sustainable social model, a self-sufficiency, local sustainable model for finding peace and for finding our integrations as human species to this planet. So I designed first an organic module, more with the right part of the brain, and then I designed a more geometrical, using sacred geometry with a more rational part of the brain. And in the end, because there wasn't a place to apply this model, it is a worldwide model, I choose this sacred geometry because it's balance, synchrony, uh, equilibrium. These are the modules of the super adobe technique that I choose to be used for the constructions of the houses of this model. Super adobe technique is earth bag building. Here I was adding a modular structure to reinforce the super adobe technique. So we will put this model of geodesic dome and then we will add the sandbags. In this way, we could experiment bigger domes and more resistant domes and make it easier to follow how to build the dome. These are the areas of the eco-village. It is meant to have everything that we need for thriving on this planet. In the center, there is events or a free encounter area. We have cultural area, we have artistic area where we develop knowledge. We have restaurants or feeding areas. We have systems areas with machines and technologies that make the system work. We have areas for leisure, for spending time, parks near to nature. We have collective or communitary houses, which are their main purpose is to for people who come and go. And we also have private houses, which people who maintain the space and actually live there, they use them. We also have sports area for health and for making sports, kindergartens. We have also health center, and around at this time I was calling permaculture area, but it's permaculture is all about everything. So it's a philosophy that people will live inside. Now we call it production area, which is the outer ring, and have to be much bigger, at least 5 times bigger, according to the population that we put here. We are still studying this model and applying its concepts to the reality and inspiring the world with this vision. So as individuals and collectives, we can discover how to build these models on Earth as we see possibility to survive in our planet and to live an abundant life and to achieve peace. Because once we have all the resources we need, there will no be more wars or violence. And this is the super adobe. This is to be the main one for building the domes and the structures of this eco-village community, because it's from Cal Earth, California, and is one of the most resistant and worldwide technique. It was chosen to build houses on the moon by NASA. So, and it was created to to help victims of catastrophes because it's very resistant and very easy to build in a group. These are some 3D images of the model itself. And with these, I'm developing the concept of smart village and have three main principles. Local construction. So this is how we can transpose this model to a real situation with three principles. Local construction with the local materials and local services. Two, production of local resources, water, energy, food, tools, and living in a permanent culture that we can create. And three, the self-sufficient in a regional level, because these dots, these points, these eco-villages alone, they cannot be sufficient by themselves. But if they trade um, with other dots and they compensate the lacks and the plus, we will find a real society and we will imitate nature in the way that is the most efficient way of doing and of collaborating and trading information and resources. So this is the concept of smart village. We also want to close the cycles locally, use natural building techniques, communitary development through social design techniques, biologic agriculture, and regional development. But never forgetting the cities because they are still the biggest problem that we are facing. We need to have a more conscious consumering in the cities. We need also to adapt biologic agriculture in verticals and hydroponic and aquaponic systems, renewable energies, intelligent networks, water management, and ecological transports. This is the Venus project from Jacques Fresco. It is one of the main inspirations for this thesis, and this circular model, which I found out can be easily made with less resources, with less materials, and more approachable to a group of people to join together and to build the solution that the Venus project, which is being made from 1920s, 1930s, very long time ago, and humanity could follow this direction. But unfortunately, oil industries and other industries took advantage on this planet, and there's a big resistance in path to change according to this. So after my thesis, I received some awards and best student award also. And this gives me empowerment and motivation to continue and to pick this academic work into real life. So I start going on events, entrepreneurship events, activism, and sharing this project into many different places, to many different persons and contexts. And this is my first permaculture design course with my dear friend Elder Valente, one of the speakers that we will introduce in the next hours in this European leg. And this moment changed my life because I discovered more solutions, more tools to make the difference. As a designer, how can I design society itself? How can I design nature itself? How can I design social systems integrated in nature and also through technology? And this was so strong that people are still connecting. This group of people is also about creating healthy environments and healthy communities. These are the main three ethics of permaculture, which is earth care, people care, and fair share. And these are the 12 design principles which I really recommend you to research about and to use in any kind of project, in any kind of area of your lives. These are some designs, some images from the internet of designs. How can you design nature to be more efficient? These are just some inspirations. This is a food forest, a dry toilet. There are designs which take 10 years to see the results, and that's the biggest power of humanity. We can reproduce, recreate, and restore nature as in another scale and with awareness. These are gardens, many different permaculture design projects and solutions applied to the land. Each element is very important in the way that is contributing to the functions of the land. This is Terra Alta, one of the main beautiful projects in Portugal, in Sintra. And then I went to learn also how to build with Barbara Alfarc. I came to learn super adopt technique and to understand better how with my hands I can make the difference also. So I went to learn in this course back in the days 2013, and we built this beautiful dome with Barbara and Mercedes, two architects from Spain, which legalized this technique in Spain. Uh, Through my process, I passed also in different places such as Alentejo, with another association with friends, learning taipa and techniques with natural building and local resources. This is another project we've made at Temascal, near Tomar in Terras de Lis, connected to sacred rituals and purification and the womb of the Mother Earth and the four elements. So I found out there was a frequency of happiness, of joy, of doing things together, of eating healthy, of taking care of ourselves, of taking care of our planet, of building solutions, of building knowledge. And this is another permaculture design course from Elder Valente, this time in Koja, in Frankie's place, my friend. And I'm seeing the transformation of that place 6 years from now, and it's amazing what you can see there. The biodiversity is growing. This is one of the projects we implemented there in this farm. It's a garden we can see before and after. And this is really inspiring for me and for us to co-create and to build structures together. And these permaculture design courses change the whole land, the whole mindset of the persons who take care of the land and ourselves. And it's still changing. Also the ecosystem around. This is the fire mandala. We built this project with friends. We did a course because we are promoting now our mission with Live with Earth. And this is one of the pillars, is empowerment. We have for awareness, which I start my journey with. We have empowerment, convergence, and innovation. You can find out more in our website. This is what we are doing also with youngsters because they are the next generations. This is a project, and in the end, it was very inspiring to see a circle around the fire, where we will cook, talk, and do many different things. This is a dry toilet, a house in Andances made with silvan on a stone. We have also some videos in our YouTube showing how to build these structures, how to do it yourself. This is in Azores, also with Barbara. So I've been in a journey of finding out in many different places how to build structures and how to build communities, healthy communities, and how to plant healthy food, and discovering how to do that. And I'm gonna keep this discovering in my whole life because it's a very complex world we live in. There are many chemicals, there are many substances, there are many types of plants, there are many types of soils, and this for me is fascinating to learn about because it's the reality around me which I can work with. This is interconnecting humans. You can see a web. This is how an ecosystem work. And it's in European projects we are doing Erasmus Plus and Solidarity Corps projects with youngsters. This is a building in Aveiro, in Quinta das Relvas. It was a bungalow we built in a course. It's very beautiful, the design. It's very cozy, and with the natural materials, we can feel good inside of these structures made from the land. This is a fire oven and keeps going on. This is a fire flower we built also with a oven in Porto, in Casabo, and many communities and people we have been inspiring and feel inspired with working, co-creating together. This was in Primal Gathering. We built a double spiral garden in Quinta Tenchi in Sintra. This is another Primal Gathering in the ashram, Yoga Kundalini in Mafra. And this is one of our last projects. I think I have 3 minutes. I'm almost finishing. We built some fire ovens. And in this moment, I'm researching my PhD in design on the potential of the natural pigments of the area where we are based with Live with Earth. This is our sanctuary, our altar. with things from all over the world. This is divine messages we are receiving in specific moments through the animals that cohabitate with us, and that we take care of them and give them freedom to express. So one day I found out this beautiful image in the day that I was leaving and passing the testimonial to take care of this place. So it was kind of a great greeting and goodbye to my soul. These are the ovens we are experimenting. We build in a course. This is the mural built during 2017 when we arrived on this location, Torres Vedras, made with the local pigments that now I'm studying. This is the renovation of the mural that we are about to do in the end of August. So feel welcome to join us in this next Building Nature. This is the location where we are located in Serra do Socorro and Serras da Archeira protected area. And to final message, I am also practitioner of slackline. So I found out that to achieve my dreams is the same process as to crossing a slackline. So it's based on three elements. First is to have a focus. You need to look to the end of the line and be very focused to where are you going to reach that point. You cannot look to other places if you want to cross this slackline. The second one is to keep the balance in the breathing and to be straight, to do the posture and to adapt to each movement of life, which in this case is the slackline itself. If you go against the movement, you immediately fall. So it's keeping posture and adapting. And the third one is when you have your focus, when you are adapting and feeling that you are in a good mood with life itself, you can give little steps in the right moment. And with these three ingredients, you can cross a slack line of 100 meters or more, or you can achieve your dreams. This is my recipe. This is my final inspirational message for you. This is my contact. Feel free to contact us, to engage with us. Live with Earth is starting to spread in different countries also around the world. We are focused in Portugal, but we have the opinion to do things, the options to do in other places. And thank you very much for listening.
Rui, you are amazing. The amount of passion you're putting out there to bring balance to this world. Wow.
Thank you, dear Tanya. I hope it's inspiring for the audience and for us itself. And I'm very grateful to be here and to share this information.
For sure. We have loads of comments saying how amazing it is. And this one is a bit longer. Paula Bravo says, love your vision and project, Rui, from inside to outside, small to big, amazing vision of sustainability, integrativity of all systems. Love you for being such a visionary. And that's what we really
Thank
need
you.
more of, is visionaries who believe in their dream and do everything they can to really make it come true.
Aho, let it be. Let it happen. I wish that happens and more persons can feel inspired and build their own solutions and engage. So thank you very much.